How's it, guys? Craig's back again with his new inventions. Okay, so today we're releasing the Focus RS zetec engine front wheel drive DSG adaption kit. I believe there's a couple of variations on this particular engine. So we need to just be sure that you have the right engine when you want to order one, if you want to order one. So yeah, first and foremost, I think there's a little spacer plate that usually sits on here. Get that off. Your two dowels, make sure they're in good condition. Sometimes guys try to pull the dowels out and they distort it, and then yeah, the adapter goes on very hard, tough. So make sure they're still nice and perfectly round. But most important, they must not protrude more than 7 millimeters off the face. That's the dowels. Then, because some of these holes were used purely just to hold the spacer plate down, I've actually made my adapter so that we're actually going to use those holes for mounting as well, just for extra mounting. But what it does entail is particularly that one and that one, you may or may not just have to remit out a ball head. So drop your adapter plate on and turn your bolt in with your fingers. If it doesn't turn in, just open that hole up a ball head. I mean, I'm not even talking half a mil. But if it goes in with your finger, that's going to go in fine. But it's basically just that one and that one that the casting is not so 100%. Okay, so then clean up your crank face, clean your crank threads. The first part of the adapter is your base plate, which should drop on nice and snug on there. Obviously just got to orientate it because it's not a symmetrical bolt pattern. Line that up, get your OEM bolts in there or ARPs, whatever it is you want to use. Torque them up to your OEM spec or ARP spec. And then once you got that down, your second crank adapter plate drops on top of that. Quite snug fit. Line it up with holes, and your crank adapter will come with the bolts in it already. Medium strength Loctite and about 65 Newton meters of torque on the wrench. Torque them down crisscross. Some common sense there. And then, yeah, once you got that torque down, you will then proceed to first put your main adapter on. Okay, so obviously that's your engine side and that is your DSG side. Tough aluminium, hard anodized. Don't forget your dowels, not higher than 7 mil. And then basically just line that all up, line it up, and just give it a, should just go on like that. If it's not, here we go. If it's not going on without maybe the use of a rubber mallet, then your dowels are not, yeah, they're not perfectly round or something. So once your adapter's there, you will receive the hardware. That's for the DSG side. That will, all these bolts will go in from the gearbox side. This is your engine side. So you'll find there's just the 2 upper bolts which will go in from this side, and then the rest of them all going from underneath. Just some logic to figure out where they go. It's not rocket science. Yeah, so you'll use those bolts, tighten down this adapter first, Get your crank perfectly bolted up, and then you drop your. Sorry, these adapters actually come. I actually put this side dowel in. I must still do this one. I'll drop the dowels in there. That will be there for you. You literally just bolt your adapter down, drop your gearbox on, and use the VW side bolts. Bolt your gearbox up, and okay. But before you put the box on, sorry. Before you put the box on, you want to drop your flywheel on there, and your new flywheel should come with new VW style bolts, which you will torque up to the VW specs. I can't remember what it is now. Just orientate it properly, because it's not symmetrical. This particular flywheel is an 8-hole flywheel, which you want to use for this front wheel drive application. That will be your 6-hole flywheel. But they're exactly the same otherwise. And line it up, bolt it down, get it torqued down. So from this point, once this is all tightened down, drop your gearbox on, tighten the gearbox up, and then I'll shortly show you the mid-shaft assembly.